See, alright, so first and foremost, so then give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakadash, who said that on Sapas and Elohim Goodness and Rule, teaches our person in truth, and with this salutation, so the outcomes to the push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season of the season, we say Shalom. Once again, going into our video here, and basically touching upon this this way, see no screen. Matter of fact, let me play.
And this FDA approved the first electronic pill, if I can call it like that. It is basically biological chip that it is in the tablet, and once you take the tablet and dissolves into your stomach, it sends a signal that you took the tablet. So imagine the applications of that, compliance. The first companies to know that the medicine...
Now listen to the words that these Edomites use, and say compliance, right? But go
ahead. The patients should take, they do take them. It is fascinating what happens in this field.
Right.
FDA approved the first...
Right, well, I played that video. Let me see if I find the other one. Not this. Take off this. Right, there's another. Right, look at right here.
The best days of Pfizer, I truly think the best days of Pfizer are ahead of us. Because COVID was, for me, like a rehearsal, a prova generale, how you can mobilize an organization and do the impossible possible against a main disease. We are after cancer and many other things in the years to come. I truly think the best days of Pfizer are ahead of us. Because COVID was, for me, like a rehearsal, a prova generale, how you can mobilize an organization and do the impossible possible against a main disease.
Right. So in this video, what he said was, I truly think the best days of Pfizer are ahead of us, because I was just say, you know, the vid, right? Because vid was for me like a rehearsal. So it was a rehearsal, and this was things we were still knowing about from since the situation happened in 2020. You know, it's like a prelude, right, of what it is to come. You know, one of the things they had all they doing during this time was scanning. You know, you had to scan your forehead, scan your hand, right? You go into a store, you had to scan. It was a so-called, say they're testing your temperature, right? Now, come back up to the video that I started with, right here, right? He said, it announces the new electronic tracking pill. Now, no matter where it is, if you go online right now, every single news page, news site, you know, news group, whatever it may be, everyone's talking about tracking, surveillance, the digital ID, the RFID. You know, cashless societies is one of the biggest trending topics in the world right now. This digital ID, right? He said the new electronic tracking pill, it is a biological chip, and once you take the tablet, it dissolves into your stomach and it sends a signal. Imagine the applications of that, the compliance, right? So no matter where it is, you're online, you're reading, you're watching news, TV, even advertisements. No matter, you're hearing them talking about chips, you're hearing them talking about digital IDs, you know, and this is what they headed on to, which eventually will lead on to the part of the MOTB, right? The mark of the beast, right? So let me just bring the scripture here. This is the book of Ephesians chapter 5, and I'll read from verse 15. It says, see then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. It's a redeeming the time, because the days are evil, and that is why you want to walk. You want to walk circumspect, right? Now, when you look at the word circumspectly, let me get it here. Circumspect. So when you look at the word circumspectly, it says, means to act in a careful, cautious, and prudent manner, fully considering all potential circumstances and consequences. And that is why you want to walk. You want to walk in a careful and cautious manner. You want to be, as the scriptures say here, see then that you walk circumspectly. So you walk and walk careful, cautious, right? As I say, fully considering all potential circumstances and consequences. Because again, emphasizing at the time that we are in, We are hearing them talk about this digital ID, about chips on a daily basis. You're hearing it's one of the biggest topics right now, right? If it's this type of digital ID on one of these sites, yep, and well, if this site does show you the numbers of how much people talking about it, you'll see it in the hundreds of thousands, if not the millions, right? If not the millions. It's being speaked about. Every political party around the world is doing it. There's something called, I have a video I have to do upon something called 50 in 5, right? Is it 50? Let me see if I get this. I had it safe here. Gotta do it 50 in 5, right? 50 in 5. And what it goes into, it says 50 in 5 is a country led by advocacy campaign. It say by 2028, the 50 in 5 campaign will have helped 50 countries design, launch, and scale components. Right? As I said, I have to do a video on it, but I just want to bring a little information speaking about this here. It says will have helped 50 countries design, launch, and scale components of the digital public infrastructure. 50 in 5. You can do a little research and find that. So you're hearing again about the digital ID, the digital currency. You're hearing about even the marketers, the market crashing, the done away of the dollar, right? Which brings in the digitalization. But even with all that, you're hearing them talking about tracking pills. You're hearing them talking about it is a biological chip, and once you take the tablet, it dissolves into your stomach and it sends a signal, and eventually, all these things you're hearing about is because why they want to put that mark into here, which goes into the chip, the RFID. Although these is in a tablet, right? And you're not supposed to take it nonetheless. It leads on a part to the MOTB. Right, so going back to the script here, it says what? See then that you walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, and that's why you want to be, not as a fool, right? Not as a fool, unaware of what it is going on wrong here, unaware of what it is taking place, right? You don't want to be like that. You always want to be on the watch. Let me bring a script here, quick. Let me get it here. This is 1 Corinthians chapter 16, verse 13. It says, watch ye, stand fast in the faith. Quit you like men and be strong. So it says, watch ye, stand fast in the faith. And that's how it's supposed to be. Always on the watch. Right? Always on the watch. Right? They don't want to be like a fool. Just blinded by the things in the world. Right? 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 6. It said, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. For they that sleep, sleep in the night, and they that be drunken are drunken in the night. But let us who are of the day be sober, putting on the breastplate of faith and love, and for an helmet of hope of salvation. Right? So you want to be sober-minded. You want to be sober. You don't want to be like these people who say they're sleeping. Right? Loving to slumber. Because when you look at the meaning of the word, let me get the meaning of this word here. Right? Sober meaning. It say so when you look at the word sober, and this is just a quick Google search I'm doing. It says serious, sensible, and solemn. Right? Serious. That is how you want to be. Right? It means what is sober in the Bible. It says a sober person is alert to the dangers of the world, the flesh, and the devil. And he's not easily distracted by the issues that can get his ministry off track. And that is how you want to be. You know what? I feel I might just do a video on this to the Spirit. Do a video on it, right? But it say what is sober in the Bible. It says a sober person is alert to the dangers of the world, right? And we see in the dangers of the world because we know we enter into perilous times. We know we enter into times that very evil. Right? So you always want to be what? You want to be a sober person. You don't want to be that foolish person. Right? It say it say the flesh and the devil. Yeah, because why? We know the scriptures talk about Revelation 12 verse 12. You know, the devil had but a short time, right? The devil come to have a great wrath because he knew he had but what? A short time, right? And that's what the devil have, a short time. Matter of fact, let me get it, right? Revelation chapter 12 verse 12. It say, therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, water inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. For the devil is come unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he had but a short time. And watch how the devil moving. You know, they want to, the chips, the digital IDs, the stock market crashes, the market crashes, you know, the lack of food, all these things that you're seeing what the devil doing, right? All these things. Especially you see them talking about the digital ID right now, which eventually they said that obviously they will upgrade it. Sorry, that they would upgrade the technology in time to come as soon as they can, right? Eventually, yeah, they're giving you a digital ID with a card, but it will lead down to the part of the MOTV, where they will want to stick something inside of you, right? And I just the devil for you. So being sober minded, it's what. It say, alert to the dangers of the world, the flesh, and the devil, and he's not easily distracted by the issues that can get his ministry off track. So yeah, so you're not easily distracted. You're not like these rest people outside there, these fools, right? Right. So going back to right, 1 Thessalonians, they say, therefore let us not sleep as do others, but let us watch and be sober. Let us watch and be sober, right? So that's how it's supposed to be, especially the times that we are in. Every single thing you're seeing right now is talking about this digital ID. Like, for example, there are videos that are saved now, not this first one, but there are videos that are saved, right? Things that are saved to do videos upon, right? And you're seeing them talking about what, the digital ID, right? We now play that one, the 3 bills. Joe Rogan also mentioned it inside of this video, right? Digital ID being talked about in mandatory digital ID. So hey, to be sober minded, right? You're seeing it. You're seeing the move the devil on, right? 10 days ago, Starmer said digital ID was to stop illegal immigrants. Now they openly said it will be used for applying for jobs. Your school records, paying for daycare, collect your pay stub. So you see how it is the step by step, right? Step by step. You see how easily it is they're bringing in this thing, right? And eventually it will become more mandatory. Eventually you would have to take something inside of you that matter of fact, let me go to the scripture, Revelation 13, right? Let me go to Revelation 13, 16, right? And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? And we know that is what they want to do, put that mark inside of you, right? But as I say, you wouldn't be able to buy or sell. And you're already seeing that's what this one simple thing that they bring, which is digital ID, right? They're using it to say as an excuse towards illegal immigrants, which we know that is not it, because the rest we now read the 15:5. We also seen other countries that don't have that immigration issue that also implementing it, right? But you're seeing just by the things applying for jobs, right? School records, collect your pay slips, buy or sell. You wouldn't be able to buy or sell unless you had this thing. And this is just an ID, right? Eventually it's going to be something inside of you, right? When you get the word mark, it goes back to the word charagma, which means to stick or imprint, or to insert, right? To insert. And if you don't have this, basically you can't function. You become an outcast. It's something I shared recently with a brother, with Bill Gates and someone else. And someone else was talking about you need to have this thing to function, right? So going back to the book of Ephesians chapter 5, it says, see then and you walk circumspectly, not as fools, right? Not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil, right? And because the days are evil, you know. 2nd Ezra chapter 15 verse 1, it says, behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy which I will put in thy mouth, said the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true. Yeah, because these words are what faithful and true. The things that are written are going to happen nonetheless. And we've seen these things happen before our eyes. The things that the men from before said that they would have loved to see. You know? They would have loved to see the things happening now. Because they seeing these things, it shows the time that we are in. Right? It say, for fear not the imagination against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness, and that's all the unfaithful go and die, right? In the unfaithfulness. And we know we are to be faithful unto the end, right? We are to be faithful unto the end. Even unto death. You live for the Lord, and if you die for the Lord. That's how it's supposed to be. Because we are going into a time, again, emphasizing the time that we are in. When you see them talking like this, and they're speaking proudly as well, that you need to have these things, you know. You already seen the part, and again, these words are what faithful and true, right? You can't even if you try to deny it, it's gonna happen nonetheless, right? The prophecies, the words that are spoken in the Bible is going to happen, whether you like it or not, because it comes from who? From the Lord, right? Is a script being played out, and there's nothing you could do to change that, right? So when they talk about the mark, and you won't be able to buy or sell them unless you have this mark, that is what it is. It have no gain or wrong it, right? So pay attention, continue to take heed, watch of what it is going on. There's a lot of information coming out every single day about different things, right? A lot. Sometimes I myself, I someone who is watching news every single, continually, you know, continually. That is why I get my name from, right? So it's continually. I don't stop. I share the news, continue to think it, and again, when you watch how much this is just bookmark. So I bookmark certain things. What I do, I bookmark stuff to do videos upon, but I also bookmark stuff to send to brothers. So if I'm busy, I may be doing something, I'll bookmark it to come back to it, so I can download it, send it to brothers, share it to the RKM, do videos on it, and so forth, right? And sometimes I can't even keep up because there's a bunch of stuff, you know, a bunch of stuff happening in the midst, right? Because again, what the scripture says, for the end is being made manifest, right? This is another video to do upon here. This Esau that's being wicked and showing you how they cause what I'm looking for. They use the CIA to overthrow governments in South America, right? You know, that's interfering in Jake business, but it's the devil that they're dealing with, right? But nonetheless, again, you're hearing these things that are being said by this devil. So pay attention to what is going on and take heed. So let me just play back this video one more time.
First election, FDA approved the first
election. FDA approved, right? This goes to my next. This goes to our scripture here. You know, and you know, through the Spirit, I was going to do this video in a different way, but through the Spirit, when I started mentioning Ephesians and go to the other stuff, it make me jump another way, and then it sent me, you know, while doing it, now you see how to do a video upon it sober, and that is Spirit, you know, that is Rokar Kodash, right? It says Job 9 verse 24, it says the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, right? Into the hand of the wicked.
FDA approved.
FDA approved. Some people believe just because something is FDA approved, it means it's good. No, it's not. When they go into like how much, I think I did a video on it about 2 years ago, talking about how the FDA, they had also get rid of like thousands of stuff on the list because they were causing more harm than good, right? They had also get about rid of thousands of stuff from the FDA, not because something is FDA approved means good, but Jake will always fall for that. It FDA approved, yes, so it's good. No, it's not, because look, mention it's what
FDA approved the first.
FDA approved, and this is what they want to do, right? So the scripture said the earth is given to the hands of the wicked. So with that, once again, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh. But we said that once a person, elders, every Muslim, the ruler teaches our person in truth. And we say salutation, so yeah, I can say push with no truth and sincerity, day in and day out, and constantly in season or season, we say shalom.